Good afternoon, and welcome to the 4th FSTS graduation of 2020. Today we celebrate the graduation of 12 frontline supervisors that have become leaders and will be the future leaders of UPS, and I couldn't be more proud. Typically during the class, instructors and facilitators teach the students, but there are times that even we learn something from the students. I'll come back to that here in a couple minutes. During the last 2 weeks, we learned quite a bit and we had fun while doing it. The graduates learned about the role of a supervisor and the difference between managing and leading. The difference between doing the right things and doing what's right. The importance of relationships in the operation and how critical it is to know your employee and build a bond with each of them. How diversity and inclusion can impact the workplace and create a team that's unstoppable. Labor talked about the importance of being consistent and how consistency is so much better than being lenient. Daily, we talked about policies and UPS legacies, and we discussed how we felt about each of them and how we can incorporate and enhance our work area using those policies and legacies. We talked about future opportunities and the opportunities for advancement and how the push-pull concept can make dreams come true and how branching out and networking could open the door for everyone. As facilitators, we learned that telecode no longer exists and other operational changes that have been impacted due to COVID. This is a milestone class. I'm still crafting my role in the classroom, as it sounds easier than it seems because we're constantly changing with the new constraints that COVID has created. Hats off to Laura Morris, who keeps the class moving forward with her experience over the last decade with FSTS. I would like to thank the Air District Management Team for continuing to support the classrooms by giving presentations and staying flexible with the scheduling and rescheduling due to vacations and coverage issues. I mentioned earlier that it's a milestone class, and it's worth saying again. This is the first class to graduate since COVID pandemic has hit. The class has been shortened to 2 weeks instead of 3. The field trips to other operations have ended, and the community service day has been canceled due to the possibility of spreading the disease. All presentations are still given, but most activities remain the same, but the dynamics of the class has definitely changed. I've been also asked to change the way graduation is done, and COVID has forced my hand even more than planned. This is the first graduation where there won't be any upper management guests in the district conference room. Graduation will be posted on YouTube, and the link will be posted on the training SharePoint site under the FSTS page. If there are any tips or anything that viewers can see that need to be done better, please let us know in the comments or email me or Laura directly. I will now turn the podium over to my FSTS partner, Laura Morris.
Thank you, James. We've learned a lot and had a lot of fun in the last 2 weeks. Like James said, a lot of things have changed in the past few months. We wear masks, we social distance, we take a lot more precautions. The one thing that hasn't changed is our commitment to create and develop the future leaders of UPS. May look a little different, but the results are still the same. This class has surpassed our expectations. They've adapted to many changes, and they've rose up to show us the leaders that they all are, and we're very proud of you. As Jeff said yesterday, we've given you many tips, resources, and tools for success, and now you must go out, use them, and shine in your areas. UPS is a family. You're surrounded by people who are there to support you. They want your success. They want you to be successful. So reach out to them. Always remember to take care of your people and lead by example. John Maxwell said, "A leader doesn't become great because of their power, but rather their ability to empower others." Always maintain your integrity and never forget the importance and value of your people. So with that, we'll go ahead and start graduation.
Cameron was FSTS Dress for Success.
Good afternoon. My name is Cameron Vaden. I work in 2DA Wing E Unload. One of the many things that I took from this class is being more engaged with employees and making them feel comfortable. I feel it is good to have my employees comfortable and recognized and to make us all one as a team. Thank you.
Next we have Clayton. He was FSTS perfect PCM, perfect test score, dress for success, and a legacy, the Jim Casey Legacy Award.
Good afternoon. My name is Clayton Rader. I'm in 2-day customer service. Of the many things that I learned in FSTS, the thing that impacted me the most was the importance of the relationships we have with our employees. It's something I already considered important, but I now would only consider second to safety. The respect, trust, and cooperation created by these healthy relationships ensure that the rest of everything will fall into place. Thank you.
Next we have Sydney. Sydney had a perfect PCM, a perfect test score, and she also shared the Legacy Award with Clayton. Sydney?
Good afternoon. My name is Sydney Baker, and I am a supervisor for PSC on the Next Day Air Sword. Of the many things I've learned in FSTS, one thing that stuck with me is the importance of integrity. In this life, the one thing that you will always have is your word. And this class has shown me the importance of that, as well as a way to use it to become a successful leader. Thank you.
Nick? Nick had a perfect test score.
Good afternoon. My name is Nick Whitaker. I work with the Next Day 911 ramp. The one thing that I learned in this class was how to maintain relationships with your employees. You won't have much success if you don't work well together. Find that common denominator and you will achieve many things. Just because you can do it by yourself doesn't mean you should. You should always work together to get the best results. Thank you.
Blake? Blake had a perfect PCM.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Blake Bishop. I work in Wing C 2-day unload. The most important thing I took away from this FSTS class was the importance of integrity. I think integrity is essential for all employees at UPS. Once your integrity is compromised, you lose the trust of your employees, your coworkers, and your superiors. And I think it is an essential process for work, and once it's gone, it is very hard to regain. Thank you.
Andrew? Andrew is a Knowledge Bee winner, answered most questions correct throughout the entire class, and most improved FSTS student.
Good morning. My name is Andrew Hart. I work in Small Sword International 1-day. One of the many things that I learned in this class is how to effectively set clear, logical, and achievable goals and expectations for my union associates and myself. Setting clear expectations creates a comfortable atmosphere, even in a sometimes chaotic work environment. From training goals to sort goals, communicating expectations is essential to effective and timely accomplishment. Thank you.
Luke. Luke got a perfect test score. Congratulations.
Good afternoon. My name is Luke Wislocki, and I work with an unload crew on the 2-day ramp. I learned a lot from this FSTS class, but most importantly, it helped me find my management style. I really appreciated having the opportunity to come in and learn more about communication skills all throughout different levels of the company. And it's given me a much better understanding of the operation as a whole and how people can work better with one another. That being said, trust and loyalty are some of the strongest factors in working relationships, and I look forward to taking all of these aspects I learned out to the ramp and becoming a better leader. Thank you.
Christian, congratulations.
Good afternoon. My name is Chistian Taveras. I work in Wing Echo on the 2-day air sort. Of the many things I've learned in FSTS throughout the time here, the main thing that I've taken with me and will use is the importance of building relationships, maintaining relationships, and treating your employees as if they were you. Thank you.
Raul, he got a perfect test score and he was on the winning competition team. Congratulations.
Good afternoon. My name is Raul Rodriguez. I work in 2-day fueling, and one of the many things I've learned from this class is how I can use different management styles to best address each of my employees. The compliance approach could be useful when addressing employees who are significantly older than you, while an influential approach may best suit your younger workforce. Thank you.
Jacob, congratulations.
Good afternoon. My name is Jacob Haley. I work with the 1-day Ramp 6 crew. The most important thing I think I've taken away from this FSTS class is transparency and how it can affect my employees' relationship with myself. I need to be able to admit when I'm at fault, and be able to admit when I don't know things, and being able to establish that level of trust with my employees will go a long way in us achieving our goals in our work. Thank you.
Jared had a perfect PCM and he was on the winning competition team. Congratulations.
Hello, my name is Jared Harkness. I work with the next day load planning. Of the many things that I learned in FSTS, the most important lesson that I've taken away is that you only get out of your management experience exactly what you put in. So what I've learned is that my coworkers, whether they be in the hub or the ramp, will be more inclined to help me in my operation as long as I am willing to proactively help them and theirs. I've learned that I can only expect my management team to respect and appreciate my contributions to the company whenever I present myself professionally and act like an ally rather than an adversary. I've learned that I can only expect to move on from load planning and grow into more prestigious and complex positions as long as I show that I'm willing to go above and beyond what's asked of me in my current role. I've learned that my job is too important and holds too many possible consequences to apply only the bare minimum in attitude. And finally, I've learned that in order to fully utilize the opportunity that I've been given to hold the position that I hold, I need to treat each day as a learning experience and grow accordingly. Thanks.
Rodney, congratulations.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rodney Briney. I work with 1DA Grade Lane Greens. I would like to go over one of the many things that I've learned while attending this FSTS class, and that will be goal setting. And when I say goal setting, I'm not just talking about setting your own goals. When you go into a new area, you set out the goals that you want for that area. But besides doing that, also involve your employees on goals that they want for that area also. Involve them in the goals as a team, because at the end of the day, that is exactly what we are, a well-oiled team that gets each package to each of the customers in a safe and timely manner. Thank you all very much.
All right, congratulations to each one of you. To finish up graduation today, to close, our legacy speaker from 1-day PSC, Sydney Baker.
I'll be reading out of the Legacy book using the excerpt from A Talk with Joe. You do not consider yourself smarter than other people. In fact, you are not. The difference is that you use your brain in an orderly, logical way, while most people use theirs chiefly for storage of jumbled information. You see clearly what you want to accomplish before you start to do it. And once you start it, you think through one step at a time, never losing sight of the main objective. Not everything you attempt will be successful, but you will try to visualize the end result before doing a lot of work on a useless project. On the other hand, some of the ideas originating in your imagination will work out better than you thought, because you'll get the valuable help of your associates in filling out the blind spaces. You'll always be conscious of the fact that the sum total of your knowledge is not very great, but you will not, for that reason, try to become a walking, talking encyclopedia. You will try, Joe, to acquire a reasonable fund of general knowledge, but you won't spend much of your time learning about things you cannot use. A doctor of medicine does not need to be a lawyer, but he does need a knowledge of chemistry. Both need a deep understanding of human nature. So do you. Jim Casey gave this talk about a man named Joe at the UPS Plant Managers Conference in 1956. 64 years later, in the words he spoke of this great person with many capabilities and selfless acts, still remain as the standards we should all be holding ourselves to every day. It is not merely enough to wake up and just live. There has to be a purpose to our lives. We must always be striving towards something. In this excerpt, Casey lined out a fine example of the type of leader we should all aim to be. Now, of course, there will be days when we fall short and don't meet all the expectations that have been set for us. But that's not what counts. What matters is that we wake up the next day and try again. As people of management, we carry many titles other than the obvious ones. We are not only managers, but we are also leaders, mentors, friends, influencers, and developers, and many more. It is our job to not only ensure the success of our company, but also the happiness of those around us. If we only look at numbers, you'll always be chasing numbers. But if we look at our people, the numbers will take care of themselves. We were all chosen for a reason. We all have a purpose, and every day that we wake up, we should ask ourselves a series of questions. But most importantly, how can I better myself and the company? And at the end of the day, when all is done, we should feel warm inside, knowing that we did our best. So go out there every day and lead, not only with the purpose of getting a paycheck, but with the purpose of being better, gaining more knowledge, and making a difference in the lives of others. Go out there and be a Joe. Thank you.
Again, congratulations to each one of you. Welcome to the UPS management team. And that concludes graduation.